All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me after Easter weekend here, Monday, April 13th. So my daughter Katana is going to help me out with this. So we're going to bow the class in. Right hand makes a fist. Left hand goes over it. This is abbreviated Chinese. Right hand fist goes up to your third eye. Left hand over your heart. This is abbreviated Filipino. Tai is a really easy one. We just put our hands even like this. And then from the Tai salutation, our left hand makes a table for our right hand. And perfect, that's our abbreviated Indonesian. We just drop our left hand at our side. We make a fist with the right, tap our chest, and go palm down to the right side. And then Japanese, we just give a little bow. So no matter what we study every class, we always do that sequence of salutations just to kind of honor the martial arts from all over the world that influence our program. So we're gonna do a light warm up, just big arm circles to the front. This way we're not working completely cold. All right, and big arm circles to the back. Excellent. Okay, palms out, and we're gonna do medium-sized circles to the front. All right, and then go the other direction, go towards the back. Good, then we're gonna go palm down. We're gonna do small circles to the front. You might have a little bit of burn in your shoulders, that's good. We don't wanna do anything cold. We're gonna go backwards, change directions of those small circles. All right, and then I call these alternating hugs. So you just switch which arm is on top, take all that tension out of your shoulders. Again, this way we're not working cold. We're ready to do a little bit of punching, even in the air, and we're not gonna injure ourselves. So take your left hand, put it on top of your right hand, and we're gonna push down. You are basically putting yourself in a wrist flex here for warm-up purposes, so don't go beyond your range of flexibility, but we do want a nice stretch in our wrist. Great, and then we're gonna go palm up with the right hand, palm down with the left, and we're gonna stretch it out here. Good, let's switch hands. Let's take our right hand on top of our left and push it down. If for some reason you did the wrong hand, I mean, it's not really wrong, make sure you're working the opposite side right now. Very nice. Palm up left hand, palm down right hand, and let's stretch it out here. Good, then just gently just kind of shake all that tension out of your hands. All right, very nice. Let's warm up our heads and our necks. Let's look left and look right and just keep moving side to side. Good, we're gonna look down and look up. Good, then we're gonna alternate trying to touch our temples to our shoulders. All right, very nice. I'm gonna change the angle here just a little bit so you can see what we're doing. We're gonna put our feet together, hands on our knees, and we're just gonna do gentle knee rotations in one direction. Go the other way. Good. Open your feet about shoulder width apart, hands on your hips, and we're going to go hip rotations one direction. Go the other way. Very nice. Okay, now this is a variation on a game that we like to play for warm-up purposes. You don't quite need, you're going to go empty-handed, but I appreciate it. But we'll definitely get some stick training going. This isn't quite as good over the technology, but over the last few weeks as I've been doing it, I've kind of found a way to do it and make it fun, and it still contributes to our warm-up. It gets the body moving, and then we're all ready to get into a little bit of curriculum and get learning. So Katana's going to show you the 3 variations. They're super simple. There's only 3 things that you need to remember. So if I go overhead, she's going to block. All right, and the important thing about the block, you want the block, it doesn't matter which hand you're using, you want the block higher than your head. So if I block down here, not only am I going to take a shot on my arm, but I'm going to end up getting hit on my head. I want to make sure, change the angle a little bit here again, I want to make sure that the block is above my head. So this is correct, this is not, and it doesn't matter which hand I do that with. So this would be the block. Okay, and this is mostly, again, a game, a warm-up exercise. The takeaway for real martial arts, we would only want to block a blunt impact on our arm if the only other option was actually eating that headshot. Okay, but once again, we're treating this like a warm-up exercise. Okay, so the next one is if I go overhead laterally, she's going to duck. All right, so she's going to duck. And when we duck, we just kind of want to, we might not be in a lead. We want to squat. It's basically we're doing a quick squat because we want to go down and come back up as quickly as possible. We don't want to lean over because that's going to expose the back of our head and that limits our vision. We want to keep looking forward and just go down and come right back up. So we have block, we have duck, and then the last one is just, she's just gonna do a light jump. If I go low, she just jumps in place. And depending on what kind of surface you're training on, I always like to say this, you and your health are more important than martial arts. So if you're on a hardwood floor, or because we're very spoiled, we're on these nice martial arts mats from my Manhattan Academy that are kind of living in our living room right now. So doing a little jump on these is about as nice as it gets. If you're on a hardwood floor or even thin carpet, you might just want to do a little jump, like even a little teeny jump like that. Yeah, is perfect, okay? So we have block, we have duck, and we have jump. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, thank you, I'm going to send Katana out for a moment here. Normally, in my traditional face-to-face classes, we have more than one person. We'll have 4, 5, maybe sometimes 10 people, and they're usually standing shoulder to shoulder, just like you are. What I'll do is I'll usually go down the line and make sure everybody gets a turn. And let's say there's 4 people and it's round 1. So they go block, 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 block. And then maybe this way I go duck, 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 duck. That's great. With the technology, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna play all together at the same time. And I'm just gonna play to camera and you're gonna do the proper response all together, okay? And that's yeah, perfect. What I found over the last few weeks is that's the best way to translate this warm-up game, which is a lot of fun. You're gonna see there's variations on this, and you'll see that today. That's the best way to translate it through the technology. So let's start with round 1. Round 1, you'll pick it up very quickly. Okay, here we go. Block, duck, duck, jump. Nice. Block, block, duck, jump. Excellent. Block, block, and duck. Perfect. Very nice. All right. And so we're moving the body. We're doing some martial ideas here, but again, mostly we're having fun and we're still kind of warming up the body. So round 2 is exactly like round 1, However, now I can verbally try to fake you out, meaning I could do something like this, duck, and that was, yeah, and that was excellent. That was really the feed for block, which you picked up on. So the secret is to watch the stick, and I'm gonna go slowly enough where hopefully you'll pick it up. And if you make a mistake, it's really no big deal because we're all learning. And again, we're moving the body and having fun. So round 2, identical to round 1, except I can verbally try to fake you out. So watch the stick at all times, and I'll keep the pacing nice and slow, and you'll be fine. Here we go. All right, oh, I'm sorry, last thing. Also, I might not verbally fake you. So I might say, you know, block, duck, block. That was actually for Joe. Okay, good, 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 okay? Yeah, so don't respond to the auditory stimulus, watch the stick, but that's great. You're doing great. Okay, so here we go. Round 2. Ready, block, block. Nice job. Beautiful. Block. Excellent. Duck. Good. Duck. 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 And duck. Good job. Fantastic. That was great. So round 3 is exactly like round 2, but I'm going to go just slightly faster, just a little bit faster. But you all did so well. You look great that it won't be a problem at all. Other than that, there are no rules changes. It's exactly the same as round 2. I'm just going a little bit faster. So here we go. Round 3. And duck. And duck. And block. And block. And block. And block. And block. And block. And duck. And duck. And duck. And block. And jump. And jump. All right, that was awesome. Great job. Fantastic. And as much as I miss teaching live classes, the fun part about the technology is watching everybody synced up and doing the right thing. So, I mean, if there's a silver lining, like I really enjoy that. It's kind of neat to watch it happening in real time. When we have multiple, as we do sometimes classes have lots of people, sometimes they're lighter like today. And on my end, I kind of see everybody lined up. So it's really neat to watch everybody, especially when there's multiple people in the shot doing the movements. It's really fun. Okay, great job. So I'm going to bring Katana back in. We're going to start into some of our Jeet Kune Do basics from the first level requirements. Different martial arts, especially as we get started, I'm going to ask you to learn them in different leads. So for this one, everybody's going to put their left side in front. So we call this an orthodox lead. And all I really want you to be aware of right now is your hands should be up. Don't flare your elbows. Just keep your shoulders and your elbows relaxed down at your sides and keep your chin tucked down. And those are really the only things. Hands up, don't flare your elbows, chin tucked down, left side in front. And if that's what you're doing, I'm a happy guy right now for you to learn these basics. So your lead straight punch, that's your left straight punch is your jab. Your rear straight punch or your right straight punch is your cross. Now, different boxing schools, real quickly, they will sometimes differentiate if this goes out straight or if it crosses center line. We don't have time for all that. I'm going to teach you so much stuff. If it goes out straight and it's from the rear side, we're calling it our cross, okay? So your lead straight punch is your jab, always. Your rear straight punch is your cross, always. Now, for this program, instead of the hook, I teach a slap. And that's actually something I learned from Guru Inasanto Dan Inosanto and his kids program. Not that the hook isn't a good punch, because in my adult programs, I teach it like gangbusters, but open-handed, especially without a glove, and the attributes that you would be developing anyways by working the hook, this is a very powerful weapon. And for most of our curriculum, we're really only going to be throwing that slap with our lead hand. There's no law against throwing a rear slap, but what I've found over the years, most people develop a good lead slap faster than they do a rear slap. So we have our jab, that's our left hand. We have our cross, that's our right hand. We have our slap, and then we come back to our ready position, and we have our body slap. That's the same idea. We're just dropping our elevation a little bit. And again, we're doing both of those with our lead hand. If we lean down a little bit to our left side, this lead uppercut can come up. Now, the biggest mistake that people make with the uppercuts, they open because they're going to throw this. That's usually when people get knocked out. So a little dip, and then this comes off your face. The uppercut, we are going to throw on both sides. So we lean to the right. Here's my rear uppercut. All right. And as much as possible, don't worry about the split second that dipping down costs you, because you're probably going to have tagged the person, boom, before you go to throw that anyways. And it's more important to have good structure and not get in the habit of opening, because that's what gives you a higher probability of getting knocked out. So we have our jab, we have our cross, we have our lead slap, and the body slap with the same hand. And then if we lean down to our left, our lead uppercut, we lean down to our right, our rear uppercut. And then for this program, instead of the overhand, I teach hammer fist. So it just comes down, I'm hitting with the bottom of my fist, maybe where the fist connects to the wrist, and I throw that with both sides. So lead hammer fist, rear hammer fist. Those are all the boxing tools that I teach in the first level of the kids program in Jeet Kune Do, the Jeet Kune Do area. So Katana and I will go over those with you one more time, and then we're all ready for boxing 3 counts. We're going to put those together straight out the gate at the first level and start exploring what feels good in combination. So we have our jab, lead straight punch. We have our cross, rear straight punch. We have our slap, which just goes to the face. With the same hand, the body slap. Then if we lean down, the lead uppercut. Lean down to the other side, the rear uppercut. Our left or our lead hammer fist. And our rear or our right hammer fist. Very nice. Okay, Katana's going to help me out for a split second. This is actually a training device. It's soft. It's made out of foam, and it's like a focus mitt shaped like a face. So the reason I like this is I can show you very briefly where the targets would be for all the punches and just things to keep in mind, especially as we're training in the air and it's a little bit harder to get, right? So the jab and the cross are pretty much just delivered straight to the face. The hook, or excuse me, the slap, let's actually change sides. The slap is, you know, the jaw is a great target. The ear is a great target. The temple is a good target as long as we're careful, because now we're coming up to one of the hardest bones in the body, which is the skull. So usually here or here are just fine. The body slap obviously is going to go to the body. It's the one that I can't show you on this. Hold a little higher for just a second. The uppercuts come up to the chin, okay? So that's why we're dipping down. Boom, you're assuming you're fighting somebody about at least the same height as you, and you want to dip down and then come back up with your body weight behind it and go kind of straight up to the chin. The hammer fists, the side of the, like the jaw or the temple, are really good targets. The skull is not, because once again, that's one of the hardest bones in the body. All right? So now you know your basic punches. We're going to string those together in combination for you. And so let's everybody get our left side in front. I will call them for you, and then we'll do them together nice and slow. All of these, last thing I'll say, you're going to switch hands every single punch except the first one. The first one is going to be 3 punches from the same side. Other than that, you're always switching sides with every punch. And these are going to be 3-punch combinations. So here we go. Triple jab is the first one. Jab, jab, jab. Nice. So just throw that in the air. Super simple. That's the only one where we're throwing, multiple times from the same side. Now we're going to switch sides for every punch. So jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, jab. Very nice. Jab, cross, slap. Jab, cross, slap. Excellent. Jab, cross, body slap. Jab, cross, body slap. Jab, cross, lead uppercut. And remember to dip down. Jab, cross, lead uppercut. Have those uppercuts come off your face. Very nice. Jab, cross, lead hammer fist. Jab, cross, lead hammer fist. Excellent. Okay. Now cross, jab, cross. Cross, jab, cross. Cross, slap, cross. Cross, slap, cross. Cross, body slap, cross. Cross, body slap, cross. Cross, lead uppercut, cross. Cross, lead uppercut, cross. Cross, lead hammer fist, cross. Cross, lead hammer fist, cross. And then the last 3, you just got to kind of memorize them. Lead uppercut, rear uppercut, slap. Lead uppercut, rear uppercut, slap. Nice. Next one is rear uppercut, lead uppercut, cross. Rear uppercut, lead uppercut, cross. And then the very last one, starting with your rear hand and ending with your rear hand, hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist. Hammer fist, uppercut, hammer fist. Very nice. And those are sometimes what I like to call forced exploration, meaning the curriculum demands that you kind of lump together so many of the techniques so that you start exploring what goes together naturally for you. I will always teach you more martial arts than you would need for combat. The best thing for combat is to find 2 or 3 things that really fit your body and then to really refine those things. And that's kind of the Jeet Kune Do approach. But here we're looking at everything in totality and you're exploring, what feels good and what fits you and kind of putting that together. So now we're going to add in kicking, and I'm going to change the angle a little bit. I'll bring katana in. I'll bring katana back in. We're still in a left lead, so everybody get your left side in front. And our first kick is the roundhouse kick. So I just lean, nice, beautiful. I just lean back, and I'm throwing laterally, good. And truly, I'm not being overly nice here. The good part about the roundhouse kick, if you're very flexible and you can kick to the head, well, great. But truthfully, for self-defense, most of the good targets are below the waist. So it's a very simple technique to maintain. And I'll have Katana help me. There are really 2, getting the left lead and facing here. There are really 2 main ways that we look at this. Is I just lean back and throw, kind of like what you were just doing. Like I'm trying not to, let me change the angle again. I'm trying to avoid this, okay? Watch my feet. I'm trying to avoid step and kick because that's very telegraphic. I just want to lean back, my weight back and be able to throw that kick. That's one option. The second, and that's the easiest and most people can learn that like that. The second option, move back just slightly, if I'm slightly out of range, is to slide my rear foot into that kick. So that's the other way. Yeah, and you're going to feel yourself sort of, if I go towards you, you're going to feel yourself kick and then sort of doing a controlled fall forward into your left lead. For now, either one of those are great. You can either do a basic lean back and just fire, or you can slide the rear leg and let that arm your kick and then that will allow you to close a little bit of distance. Okay, so we're now going to move into, Tom's going to help me. We're now going to move into another version of what we were just doing as far as being called ABC, attack by combination. And we were already doing that with, and that's a Jeet Kune Do piece of terminology from the late, great Bruce Lee. And we were doing that already because we were doing multiple punches in combinations. Now we're going to add in the kicks. And this is very simple to learn. I use this term with adults and children because everybody knows usually what I'm talking about. Call this series the Roundhouse Kick Sandwich Series because everybody usually knows what a sandwich is. Top piece of bread is a roundhouse kick. Bottom piece of bread is a roundhouse kick. We're going to have some punches in the middle that are going to change. And I know that's a silly visual, but most people that usually works for them because they know what a sandwich is, okay? So I'm gonna bring Katana in. We're gonna do these together, and I'll call it for you, and you can do it in the air nice and slow with me. And the first three, which is what we're really gonna focus on, 1 kick, 3 punches, and 1 kick. But you know it's gonna be a roundhouse kick at the beginning, and a roundhouse kick at the end, you know, top piece and bottom piece of bread. So here we go. Ready? Roundhouse kick, cross, slap, cross, roundhouse kick. Nice. Let's try that again. Okay. So roundhouse kick, cross, slap, cross, roundhouse kick. Okay. And just this sometimes is a lot for people because now we're integrating punches and kicks. And for some people, based on your background, it's super easy. So we all have to kind of start with the foundation. These are the foundational movements. And the first 3 of these, there's only a 1 punch difference. So the second one is going to be roundhouse kick, cross, body slap, cross, roundhouse kick. So we'll do that in the air and I'll call it for you. Roundhouse kick, cross, body slap, cross, roundhouse kick. So the only difference, very nice, the only difference between number 1 and number 2, the second punch with the first one was the slap, and in the second one it was the body slap. That's the only difference. Number 3, we're going to throw cross, uppercut, cross in between the kicks. So we kick, we cross, we lean down, lead uppercut, we cross, and we throw that kick again. That's it. One more time. Kick, cross, lead uppercut, cross, kick. Excellent. All right, that was great. Now, you're training in the air solo, and you're doing a great job. I'm going to show you one other thing, and if you don't want to try it right now, you don't have to. But another way of training this, I'm going to bring Katana in, is if I had focus mitts, I'll break this down for you, would be perfect to partner them. And so the way that I would partner this, I want to make sure I keep range. We're both, change your lead, we're both going to be in a left lead, okay? The hold for the kick is beautiful. You already, we want to, usually we go right hand facing to your right, left hand bracing it, and we want to go, I'm not making a bad joke, we want to hold nice and far away from our groin and nice and far away from our knees, because I've seen too many accidents over the years. So we get a kick, my right glove holds straight, my left glove holds perpendicular, and that would be the first one. Yeah, so it's this is the hold. This is my right glove is holding facing the person. My left glove holds perpendicular. That beautiful, perfect. And that would be for number 1 is cross, slap, cross. So again, kick, cross, slap, cross, kick. That's it. Excellent. And you know, I'll share this with you. You're well equipped, which is awesome. For people that obviously don't, if let's say they didn't have focus mitts, if she just goes lighter, she can still work it. Or some of my families that have been training with me, I've seen stuff like they've grabbed a pair of oven mitts, which I thought was super innovative. And I mean, that's awesome, you know, because I mean, not everybody has gear. The second and the third ones, very simple. Everything is the same for number 2. Yep. But the left hand is going to hold here for the body slap. So we have kick, cross, body slap, cross, kick. That's it. Very nice. And then the third one, the hold for the punches looks like this. The hold for the kicks always stays the same. The mistake that I see made sometimes, people do this. And remember, the uppercut is supposed to be at least chin level of somebody who's at least as tall as you. All right. And I mean, I'm there. That's good. There you go. That's great. All right. So with number 3, you get a kick, a cross, an uppercut, a cross, and a kick. Fantastic. There you go. That's it. Great. And that's a good teachable rep, because it's more important. Nobody accidentally gets kicked. Nobody gets hurt. That is more important than martial arts in totality. All right. No disrespect to my instructors or the founders or anything like that. The martial arts are supposed to be a vehicle for perpetual self-improvement for the practitioner. Everybody should be able to practice and stay safe for their entire lives. So that was a good rep. You know, we don't want to sacrifice somebody's health because, oh, I was supposed to do another roundhouse kick and we rush, but that was great. Okay. You know, I tell you what, let's do the whole sequence one more time, unless you want to switch the gloves over and change roles, but it's entirely, okay. You're all so good. Let's just do everything one more time. So roundhouse kick, cross, slap, cross, roundhouse kick is number 1. Nice. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Number 2 is exactly the same, but we're going to go cross, body slap, cross in between the kicks. So kick. Nice. Fantastic. And then number 3 is going to be our cross, uppercut, cross in between the kicks. Good. All right. Very nice. That looked fantastic. All right. We're going to put our focus mitts away. All right. And at the first level, we have 4 modified Wing Chun Kung Fu techniques that we're going to be doing. We're going to be training those out of a right lead and a high reference point. Yep, fantastic. And this high reference point, a lot of people, you know, oh, who fights like that? Nobody. This is a training posture only. The visual that I like to use, or the idea, the analogy, and I use this again with children and adults. These are our training wheels. Once we learn the material, we're going to take the training wheels off and be able to ride a 2-wheeler. That is approaching combat or being able to fight with this material. But we got to have the training wheels to learn it from. So number 1, I'm going to slap and I'm going to hit with a knife hand. So my left, yeah, very nice. And for training, let's change sides. For training, don't move. We're just not going to hit each other. We're going to, at all, ever. We're going to pull this shot, yep, so that everybody's nice and safe. So we're going to go kind of like you're starting to, 1 for 1. Everybody gets a rep, and we keep switching. I get a rep, my partner gets a rep. Let me see. Yeah, beautiful. Good. Keep that going. That looks fantastic. Good. Okay, time. Oh, man. Excellent. All right. Love it. And so my Wing Chun instructor is a big fan of that sutsao, that knife hand. In a lot of Jeet Kune Do circles, you'll see the gua choi, which is the back fist. That's more traditional JKD or Jeet Kune Do. That's something that Bruce Lee added because the gua choi or the back fist isn't in any of the forms from Wing Chun. And Katana, stay here. And if you, I'm not saying that this is bad. I'm just telling you why this is my preference. If you think about that gua choi, again, in close proximity to her skull, one of the hardest bones in the human body, and I've got one of the densest collections of small breakable bones here. Well, by flipping that over, I have all this protective tissue that I can hit with. And if she gets too close, well, I'm going to hit with my forearm, and that still does a lot of damage. If she gets too far, sometimes I get lucky and I'll still get the eye graze, which is good. So that's my preference, is the Sutsao, is this knife hand. So now number 2, I'm going to start with number 1. She's going to parry across her center line, and my left hand is going to skip up, and I'm going to lopsao. Yeah. So Wing Chun, I like to say, is an art of you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. Very nice. Beautiful. Let me see a few more reps. Fantastic. Palm down. That's it. Fantastic. That's great. I'm just watching you go back and forth. That's excellent. Yes. That's it. Good. Really nice. That's it. Good. Now, the only thing that I would add, you look fantastic. This is the only thing I would add. When you go to do your lopsao, we're going to come a little closer to the camera so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Katana's going to freeze so that you can see this point. Keep your thumb, your left thumb, out of it. Don't grab with your thumb. See, right now I've secured with my thumb. Keep it out of it. Keep that there. Okay, just hold it. Okay, that's where I want to be. So my pull and hit, I'm not doing a full-on grab with my thumb, because there's a lot of consequences for that down the line. My thumb is staying on top when I pull that line open and I hit. But other than that, you look fantastic. So from the other side, so you can see what I'm talking about. This is wrong. This is a full-on grab. This is where I want to be. I want just my thumb on top when I pull that. So at speed, it's going to look like that. And that's what I was saying. Wing Chun, you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. If she does nothing, I'm going to hit her in the face. If she blocks the line, well, I'm going to reopen it and I'm going to hit her in the face. That's what I want to do. So that was great. So number 3 and number 4, freeze for a second. Everything for your entry is going to stay the same. We're still doing a paksao, a slapping hand. Don't move yet. But I'm going to come in straight with this vertical fist, with my chung choi here, instead of this knife hand. Usually that's going to give you a different kind of energy. She's going to stop me, now parry me, on or before center line. And for number 3, I'm going to slide in and double slap and hit. So let's change sides. So number 3 is slap and hit, inside slap and hit. She gets around. That's it. Try not to hit your partner. Good. Okay. So slap and hit, inside slap and hit. That's it. Nice. Beautiful. Fantastic. Go inside. Inside slap. Yes. Good. Boom. That's a 1. Very nice. Yes. Very nice. That's it. Yeah. Good. Time. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we're already kind of getting to this idea because of knowledge or prior training or both, and this fantastic. So we're moving so quickly, which I love. With this 1 and number 4, when we get to it in a moment, to do it this way, 1, 2 is wrong. I'm not occupying that line. She's being nice. She doesn't want to hit her instructor / father, okay? Where I really want to be is here. 1, 2.
Ow.
Sorry. And I want to pin this for that split second. I want to dig my left arm in there so that everything is secured. So try, I'll go a little lighter, I'm sorry. Try a few reps where you lean your left side in so that your partner's right arm is occupied. So try a few reps with that energy as opposed to just letting the arms, boom, yes, that entry, fantastic. So lean your left side in a little bit. Yeah, and really pin, that's it. Very nice. Got it. That's it. You want that feeling of entering as you score the hit. Very nice. That's it. Still doing the inside slap and hit, just kind of moving the left arm in to jam. Yeah, nice. Very nice. All right, time. Excellent. And you're going to get number 4, which is the last requirement for the first level, very quickly, because number 4 was designed to build off of number 3. So number 4, I start like 3, I add in this punch, and then I finish like 3. And again, go ahead, finish, punch, finish. I want to try when I punch to keep this cohesion and then finish just like 3. So slide up my arm, slide up my, instead of leaving that, that's it, boom, and then finish, that's it. So I'll show it to you one time wrong. This would be wrong because that arm is unoccupied. This is where I want to be, okay? So try it, it's the same as 3. Start with the slap, punch with the left, and then finish with the inside slap. That's it. Nice job. Fantastic. Punch first with your left hand. That's it. Finish. Got it. Good. Really nice. That's it. Beautiful. Yes. That's it. Time, real quickly. And one minor point, and my role here is to take you from 90% awesomeness to 100% awesomeness. And you have the background for me to be able to do that. So this is me getting nitpicky, but this is an important point. When you punch, do not move this hand, my right hand. Don't move it back because I don't want to lose all that space. My best analogy is American football with this one and with number 3. If I'm at the 10-yard line, I don't want a 15-yard penalty. I want to score from the 10-yard line, end zone, okay? So that's the only thing I'm seeing. Everything else looks really nice. Try a couple more reps where when you punch with your left hand, you freeze this right hand until you inside slap. So let me see a few more reps just with that note. But again, you're doing great. Yes, good. Try to keep that right hand from moving. That's beautiful. Get that slap. Nice, nice, nice. Keep going. Good. Yeah. Boom, punch. That's it. Good. Okay. Time, but hold your reference point. Let's just get one. Yeah, go back. So quick review, and you did so well. Both people get a rep. Number 1 was slap and hit with the knife hand. Just do that one. Good. Okay. Number 2, slap and hit with the knife hand, pull and score. Pak sao, lap sao. Nice job. That's it. And then number 3 and 4, remember now we're coming in with this vertical punch. Number 3 is double slap and hit. Double slap and hit without the additional punch. That's it. Double slap and hit, inside slap and hit. Got it. Now add the one we were just doing. Add that punch. Yes. Punch and fit. Beautiful job. And other side. Nice. Okay, time. Fantastic. Great work. Yeah. Okay, let's grab, it looked like you had some trainers. Let's get those. All right. And are you both right-handed? Okay, so we're going to hold in our right. Excellent. And we're going to put our right side in front again. And the most important thing here, along with just maintaining your right lead, your left hand has to be up. So it can be by your face, like you're boxing. It can be up and open, like around your sternum area. You can even grab your shirt to help you to remember to keep this left. This is your unarmed hand called your live hand. Your live hand needs to be up. The only place that this cannot be, please don't do this, is down here. All right, the stick in a real stick fight, the tip is moving at over 100 miles per hour. You will never get this hand up in time to deal with that stick. It's just like throwing your jab like this. That's so painful to do it. Like it hurts so, I hate it so much. So stick fighting, the consequences are even worse for being lazy about your structure. Okay, so right side's in front. The first 12 angle numbering system that I teach is called Eskrima 1. And as it was taught to me, this is the first numbering system that Guru Inosanto, Dan Inosanto, ever taught commercially in the late 70s, early 80s. He's since moved on to like the Inosanto 25 count, but this is the first one that I learned, and I like to teach this one first. First 5 angles are going to be super easy for you. Angle 1, forehand diagonal. Angle 2, backhand diagonal. Angle 3, forehand horizontal midline. Angle 4, backhand horizontal midline. And angle 5 is a palm up thrust. Now on 5, minor note here. I like to say you're doing your Popeye impression. Like, I want you to flex your forearm. Yes, it's going to give it just a little bit more oomph. There are definitely times in the Filipino martial arts when we keep this straight. That's not bad. That's just not what we're doing here. With this 5, it's with that curled so that you get a little bit more forearm power behind that strike. Okay, so most people, and you all obviously have a lot of background. If you don't, then you just learn faster than almost anybody I've ever seen. So we'll do a quick review of the first 5 angles and then we'll finish this, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to make this point super quick before we finish the numbering system. Face me. 1 and 2, scarecrow. Clavicle to hip, clavicle to hip. The collarbone is almost one of the world's greatest self-defense targets. It takes very little pressure to break it. I've never broken mine, so knock on wood. I am told it causes debilitating pain, like the person is on the ground, writhing around, and it's a non-lethal target. The person will absolutely recover as long as they get their arm, put in like a sling by a medical professional. Nobody's going to lose their life getting their clavicle broken. But we're talking about only people on like maybe PCP that could fight through that pain. Everybody else, doesn't matter how big, buff, strong, young, muscular, it causes so much pain, a broken clavicle, that it is a fight ender. Now, why is that so important? Because angle 1 is not going to the temple. One of the most common, or the most, excuse me, common cause of accidental death in a street situation, whether with a weapon or without a weapon, somebody gets hit in the temple or around this area, they lose consciousness, they hit their head on the ground just the wrong way, and they pass away, right? So when we think about that, if that is the possibility versus I hit one controlled target, and again, the person, it's a non-lethal target, that bone absolutely will re-heal, but it's a fight ender, and nobody's gonna bang their head on the ground from losing consciousness. So I like to take the time to explain 1 and 2. Angle 1 and angle 2 are collarbone to hip, collarbone to hip. And those are some of the greatest self-defense targets with a weapon, at least a blunt impact weapon. Edged weapon, not so much, okay? So let's finish this up. All right, so right lead, put your right side in front. Make sure your left hand's up. So angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5. Okay, now from here, palm out, thrust to the chest or the collarbone. Good. Arc this around to your other side. 7 is on the other side of the chest or the collarbone. Great job. Without opening your fingers, flip this and hit me in my right temple. Very nice. Good. Yeah, beautiful. And let that go low for 8. So you go 7, 8. Allow that to drop down. Nice. 9, rising uppercut to the knees, forehand side. 10, rising uppercut to the knees, backhand side. Flip it over and hit the other temple. And then bring it down to your right side, thrust all the way up for 12, end on your left shoulder. Left shoulder. Yeah. If you end on your right shoulder, you can see how overexposed I am. If I end on my left shoulder, I'm nice and closed off, and I'm ready to come back into some kind of follow-up if I haven't dispatched the person. Okay? So on katana, real briefly, come here. Okay? So you know 1 and 2. 3 is midline, 4 is midline, 5 is the navel. 6, chest or, again, clavicle. 7, chest or clavicle. 8 is the right temple. 9 is their left knee. 10 is their right knee. 11 is their left temple. And 12, I'm just going up center line for whatever I can get. Now, despite everything I just told you about the danger sometimes of hitting the temples, we have, though, that's angle 8 and angle 11, because if you're fighting multiple people and they are really determined to hurt you, I mean, we want to have that option in our arsenal. There are times, you know, I mean, the best possible situation would be never having to use this material in your lifetime and you're just studying it for personal development. You know, if you did have to defend yourself with a blunt impact weapon, a weapon without an edge, we want our options available to us, okay? So everybody, real quickly, because we're going to run out of time soon, take this backhand position. So you're still in a right lead. Just bring your stick up so it's touching your left tricep, and put your left hand on your right forearm. And once you've taken this position, relax your arms and let them come in. I was just kind of holding this out so you could see. This is, yeah, very nice. This is where we want to be. All I want you to practice is a backhand hit and retract. It's like an angle 4, but it's not going all the way through. Nice. And try it a little bit higher as well. So it's like a high angle 4. And then try it a little bit lower. So it's like a low angle 4. Perfect. Okay. The first counter that we learn in my curriculum, the kids' curriculum as well, is this. So Katana's going to come in. So she's going to take the backhand position. So because I'm not going to take the time to put the armor on, don't move yet. All I'm doing is super slowly, I'm feeding angles 1, don't move yet, feeding angles 1 through 5, and don't move yet. And I really am just trying to lightly touch. I'm not freezing it out in the air because that's realistic. Nobody who's trying to hit you with a blunt impact weapon is going to freeze it out there without actually expressing the line. So even in the very beginning, she's learning super slowly and super safe. She's learning what that might actually look like. And we're really going to focus on angles 1 through 5. Her job is just to backhand, go for it, backhand the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. So this starts the very beginning. Yeah, go for it if you want. One person can give the angle slowly. Good. 2, beautiful. 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. Switch roles. Okay. Yeah. 1. Go for that hand and wrist. 2. Nice. 3. Yep. Let it come to center line. 4. Nice. 5. Perfect. Okay. And we start with that because that's, as you both experience, that's one movement, one idiom of movement. And all you're changing is maybe the elevation based on the angle that I'm giving you. So for example, again, this isn't as good as me actually being there, but we're going to do it nonetheless. I'm going to feed you all 12 angles facing you. Take that backhand position, and I want you to visualize really giving that backhand watik, that hit and retract energy on my hand or my forearm as each shot comes in. Ready? Backhand the 1. Nice. And the 2. And the 3. And the 4. And the 5. Now it's awkward, but it doesn't change anything. And the 6. Nice. And the 7. Beautiful. And the 8. And the 9. And the 10. And the 11. And the 12. Excellent. Okay. So that's the backhand series. Next time we're going to build on that. Let's put our sticks down. Okay. And our next class is Wednesday, this Wednesday at the same time if you're available. If you're not available, or regardless, please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and that your notifications are turned on that way, because like this class will get uploaded right after 6:30 if you want to go back and review anything that we did. And if you'd like to watch any of the digital classes, that this is the 4th week that I've been offering these, those videos are all there for you. So thank you so much. I had so much fun training you, and this was a great class, and we're going to build on that on Wednesday. Okay. Chinese, abbreviated Chinese. Filipino, abbreviated Filipino. Thai. Left hand makes a table for the right hand, abbreviated Indonesian. Perfect. Drop that left. Tap your chest for French Savate and Dog Brothers. And then Japanese. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to end this recording.